stage of you today or not?
Good afternoon from Lambert Park. We're not far away from a 4:50 p.m. kickoff in NPL Women's New South Wales Round 18. It's APIA Leichhardt taking on Northwest Sydney Spirit today. And don't be fooled by it being 3rd versus 13th on the table. This is going to be a very close contest between these two teams. Bit loud, bring it down. Okay, it should be a very close contest between these two teams. We're going to see a change of goalkeepers today for APIA with Jacinta Gulabowski in goal. And so that's great. Wonderful.
I haven't done a game out there this year. I might get one in August. Yeah. I haven't. Marconi, they're 4 points clear at the top of the league now, so they're breaking away. APIA lost in men's last night, and Sydney United are drawing at the moment, so Marconi is going to be 4 points ahead.
How many games?
7 games to go. Plenty of time, but it's been close all season. It's the first time the team's actually started to break away.
Interesting. I'm just curious, like, to see, like, is that still pretty much all the stadium up half from Marconi?
No, it's a bit of a drive, but even from here it would be 45 minutes to an hour.
That's probably why.
Depending on if you take the tolls. Can you take your scooter on the toll roads? Or no?
Ladies and gentlemen. No, they're normally divided by area. So I'm doing everything like in India.
Welcome to Marconi. Have you been to Sydney United?
Sydney United is the one in Rockdale?
No. So Marconi and Sydney United are right next to each other, out in Boston.
Welcome to Lambert Park.
So it's like an hour away from each other.
NWS Spirit FC. On behalf of the APIA Women's Program, we would like to thank our major sponsors. Ferreira by Design. North Face Orthodontics. Team sponsors, Nero Adapt, English Heritage Style, Wise Employment, Automated Equipment Store, and Functional Craft. The first grade lineup for the NWS Spirit FC is as follows. Coach Jay Cross. Justin Pregame. This is the trading. Starting lineup number 4. 5, Olivia Hay. 6, Ruth Sullivan. 8, India Breyer. 9, Sky Helmaric. 10, Ella Abdul-Rashid. 12, Tiana Robinson. 20, Tiana Fuller. 26, Alexia Porter. 30, Miami Chinama. 49, Laura Good. 2 players, Nalia Bogdanian. Rosetta. Brittany Morrow. Alexis Maria. Tina Strathley. For the team lineup for our first grade women's team and their proud sponsors. Number 3, Charlotte Lancaster. 5, Manalovo, Edith Town. 6, Mona Walker, Demonstrating Air Conditioning. 7, Talia Capanelis, Sydney City Mechanical Services. 11, Ashley Yetta. Wise Employment. 13, Jordan Jasnos, Ugali Concrete Constructions. 14, Mia Golding, Clinical Sports Therapy and Company Office Fit Out Group. 18, Sophie Hoban. 31, Jacinta Julamowski, Superior Painting. 38, Alyssa Rose, RC Football Academy. Substitute players, number 8, Jamie Bowfields, Clear Plumbing Solutions. Number 10, Susan Fonsongam. 15, Paige Hayward, Di Romani Peterson. 17, Alicia Murinan, The Athlete's Foot. 24, Christina Kachik Macron. 33, Claudia Lacalandra, Di Lorenzo Tile Merchants.
afternoon from a very rainy Lambert Park. This match is scheduled for a 4:50 start. So we're at kickoff time now, but both teams still quite a way away. So stay with us. We will join you for live play as soon as the players are out of the tunnel.
I won't talk again until they're out of the tunnel.
Yeah. I don't think you can come out.
No.
Go out for 20 seconds ago. Quick race.
Good afternoon from NPL Women's New South Wales on a rainy day at Lambert Park. It's time for round 18. APIA Leichhardt taking on Northwest Sydney Spirit. Do not be fooled by it being 3rd versus 13th on the table. Spirit, the new look Spirit, are certainly surging up and getting closer and closer to securing their safety from relegation on the club championship. They've left their run too late to make a real charge at the top 4. But they are certainly shaking things up. They've already taken points off Bulls Academy, a 4-all draw 2 weekends ago. Now it's APIA's turn to see how they hold up. Not sure if Spirit knew it was a 4:50 kickoff rather than 5 p.m. today. The referees have had to give them the hurry up out of the tunnel here. APIA have been out on the ground for a couple of minutes already. So let's take a look at the lineups for this clash. APIA Leichhardt have made a host of changes to last week's team that won late against Manly United. Jacinta Gulabowski, one of them. She starts in goal today in the number 31 shirt, the 16-year-old. 3, Charlotte Lancaster. 5, Maya Lobo. 6, Mona Walker. 7, Talia Campanellis. 11, Ashley Letter, current leader of the Golden Boot. 13, Jordan Jasnos. 14, Mia Golding. 18, Sophie Hoban. 24, Christina Kachik. And 38, Alyssa Rose. So Gulabowski, Walker, Lancaster and Kachik all into the starting 11. On the bench for APIA, Paige Cuthill, their backup keeper. 8, Jamie Bowfills. 10, Susan Fonsong-Cam. 15 Paige Haywood, 17 Alicia Murinen, 33 Claudia Lacalandra, and 50 Alexandra Holmes. For Northwest Sydney Spirit today, goalkeeper is Tiana Robertson. 4 Shani Cooney-Cross, 5 Olivia Page, 6 Ruby Sullivan, 8 India Bryan, 9 Sky Halmerick, 10 Ella Abdul-Massi, 20 Tiana Fuller, 26 Alexia Fauna, 30 Naomi Chinema, and 39 Lara Gooch. One change to the starting 11. In comes Alexia Fauna, and there is no Avani Prakash in the lineup at all today. On the bench for Spirit, Elise Opadesano, Talia Viscanian, Grace Athard, Frankie Morrow, Alexis Malia, and Inez Brackley. Just the 6 on the bench for Spirit. So APIA at the moment in something of a 14 title race. All 4 teams have broken away from the chasing pack as far as finals places are concerned. And for Spirit, priority number 1 is avoiding relegation. They are racing towards it in the club championship, given that they have picked up 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 games. And coming off a win against the Northern Tigers at Christie Park last weekend, now they come to Lambert to see what they can do. And they will take kick-off, attacking the right of your screens in the first half, and we're underway. And Sky Halmerick with a little volley to herself to get things started here at Lambert Park. Tiana Fuller with an early cross that's going to be blocked here. Dribble across into the penalty area cleared. Alexia Fauna. The one change for the starting 11 for Spirit. Back to Ruby Sullivan. Fauna and Sullivan playing a 1-2. Here's Lara Gooch, scored last week. 2 goals already since arriving midway through the season, and cleared away by Maya Lobo for a throw. Sounds like Maya Lobo. Sullivan. Here's Ashley Letter, first touch for the league's top scorer. 18 goals in NPL New South Wales this season. Here's Alyssa Rhodes, crossfield ball. It's going to run out for a throw-in now for the visiting team. The rain has just eased off right on kickoff. Conceding ground back to Christina Kachik. And now Maya Lobo. Not the most aggressive press to start matters from Spirit. Happy to wait in the midfield third. And that pass is going to give the ball away to Naomi Chinema. Back to Tiana Robertson. Cheek again. Over to Jordan Jasnos. Bouncing ball, Olivia Page with a little pop-up header. Being challenged by Talia Capitan-Ellis, and now Ashley Letter can turn. Play the ball to Sophie Hoban. Shani Cooney-Cross immediately on her case. Here's Mona Walker. Playing the pass to Jordan Jasnos. Trying to lift in across to the near post, and it's held on to by Tiana Robertson. And Robertson not wasting any time. With a long clearance just inside the attacking half to Lara Gooch here, who's trying to turn away from Walker. Bit of shared bowling going on. Gooch able to break away. Play continues. Ella Abdul-Massi. shouting from the APIA sideline that there should have been a foul, and indeed one has been given here to Alyssa Rose. So a short pass to Maya Lobo down the right side. Charlotte Lancaster came off the bench with great effect in the Manly United win last week for APIA. They were trailing for a lot of the match, but it was Lancaster's equaliser that set up a big finish, and then Ashley Leder, who was able to grab the match winner in stoppage time, just keep APIA in the conversation for the title. We'll get to how the table looks and other results in other games at the next break in play, which is coming up right here because the offside flag is going to stop Sky Halmerich's advances. So a host of games this afternoon, but no goals so far. Illawarra Stingrays and Sydney University drew 0-0 earlier this afternoon, and Gladesville Ravens and Western Sydney Wanderers are scoreless in the 86th minute. So if we can find a goal here, we'll have the first of the day. University of New South Wales took care of business to an extent yesterday, a 1-1 draw, at least bouncing back from their first defeat of the season. They're on 43 points. Bulls Academy can now draw level with them on points and go top of the league on goal difference later today. They're on 40, and APIA on the live table are on 38, Wanderers on 37, and then a big gap back to Sydney University on 28. And that's with University having dropped 2 points already this afternoon. So if APIA can win today, they would climb to 40, and they would be just 3 behind the ladder leaders UNSW, at least for now. It depends on how Bulls go. And you would expect that they are very warm favourites to beat the Western City Rangers later this afternoon. So they'll be potentially up here if they can win. 3 points off the top of the league, but it's easier said than done, especially against this Spirit team who are resurgent. But we're going to have a first corner for APIA to take here. Talia Capitan-Ellis is going to step back her runner and strike the first corner of the game. Capitan-Ellis with an in-swinger, and a double fist away comes from Robertson, and it's cleared for a corner on the opposite side. Robertson, diminutive in stature, experienced in the A-League at both Newcastle and Sydney FC, and is going to have to really battle against some of the taller threats. Crofts, Kachik. Sophie Hoban is making a presence in front of the goalkeeper here. We're going to have back-to-back corners. Alyssa Rose now to take from the left side. High looping ball, honing it on the target. Robertson up with the hands again. Letta volleyed it to herself almost. Kachik challenging and then cleared away by Abdul Massi. And Spirit have seen off the first 2 corners of the match as Jasnos plays it back to Golding. Now Capitan-Ellis, the corner taker, has ended up all the way back at the centre of defence as players reorganise and run back into their regular positions out of broken play. Clearance from Robertson. Capitan-Ellis able to bring the ball down nicely. The pass finds Charlotte Lancaster. Can't find a way past initially. Now a left-footed lash at the ball. And it's high over the bar and out for a goal kick. Certainly the case that Ashley Leder, being both the runaway top scorer in the league and at APIA this season, 18. Talia Capitan-Ellis has 7. Charlotte Lancaster popping up last week was actually her first goal of the campaign, of course, like a number of players, only coming back mid-season, having played for Newcastle in the A-League Women's, the New Zealand international. Bouncing ball, flag is up. Leder coming back from an offside position. Just got stuck behind Naomi Chinema before dashing in front. And the flag goes up. It's one of those matches that you see in NPL Women's New South Wales where almost every player on the pitch is either most recently in the A-League last summer or has been in the A-League at some point in their career. fact, from the quick head count, I think there's only 3, maybe 4 in the entire 22 who've started the match out there today. Jacinta Gulubovsky, who's only 16, Mia Golding, similar, only at the start of their careers. And then Alexia Fauna on the ball here. Through comes Mona Walker, able to win possession away. Walker veering central. Fauna challenging for the ball. And now Abdul Massi. Jasnos leading the chase back. And Gulubovsky in goal. He's going to strike a left-footed clearance away. For those of you wondering, the fourth player is Shani Cooney-Cross, another one of the youngsters from Spirit. It's Gulubovsky's 5th start today. APIA have used 3 different goalkeepers this season. Sophie Johnston, Anna Leet, and also the youngster Gulubovsky. And on the bench today is Alexandra Hones, another one of their young keepers. So neither of the 2 senior goalies that they have used this season available to them today. Cooney-Cross, bouncing ball. Kachik able to make a tackle and then cleared away by Rose. Only as far, though, as Spirits India Breyer over on the left side. Breyer taking on Lancaster. Kachik half volley away. The ball's trapped by Fuller. Lashed back in with a volley and then cleared by Lobo. Now Lancaster leaves the ball for Golding, who is able to clear long. Letta can make a contest here. It's a shallow header from Page. Letta trying to capitalise with a lob, and she does. The striker's instincts on show there from Ashley Letta. And just a shallow defensive header from Olivia Page, seized upon by the league's top scorer. That's 19 for the league campaign. And when you throw in 1 in the cup, that's 20 in all competitions for Ashley Letta this season. And she makes it APIA Leichhardt 1, Northwest Sydney Spirit 0. And that is the first goal anywhere in NPL Women's New South Wales this entire round. It was scoreless yesterday between Northern Tigers and UNSW. Scoreless between Illawarra and Sydney Uni. Bladesville Ravens and Western Sydney Wanderers is 0-0 in stoppage time. And Western City Rangers and Manly United have just kicked off. So 5 games in the league this weekend and only 1 goal to talk about. And it is the most reliable source of goals in the entire competition. And under heavy rain, as the rain returns here at Lambert Park, APIA have an early goal to defend. Just 10 minutes in with Letta's strike. And for those of you tuning in from interstate or abroad, or just not NPL Women's regulars, of course, the former Ashley Crofts, now playing under her married name. Just in case you were wondering about a new surprise runaway top scorer at the top of the league. And the top of the league is what APIA will be dreaming of as well as they take the lead here, because as things stand, they would only be 3 points off the top of the live league table, pending what Bulls Academy can do later this afternoon as well. Here's Hoban playing the ball out to Lancaster. Charlotte Lancaster headed away by Chinema. Walker, Kachik, and now Lobo. Here's Lancaster. Back to Kachik. Mia Golding plays it inside for Charlotte Lancaster. She's dispossessed by Ella Abdul-Massi. Now an early ball from Tiana Fuller, but hits it a little long. Lara Gooch pulls up, not going to be able to chase that down. Gulubovsky in possession. The 2 coaches of these teams, Brad Attard of APIA and Dan Barrett of Northwest Sydney Spirit. Of course, Barrett was a former Sydney FC manager in a season where the Sky Blues were playing all their home games here at Lambert Park in the old W League. Here's India Breyer. Low pass. Halmerick, tangle of legs, no foul. Lobo did enough to win possession away. And now Walker decides to wheel back and consolidate on the ball. Lobo to Kachik. Now Jasnos. Jasnos with a hopeful long ball. Olivia Page needs to refine the confidence after being caught out on the opening goal of the game, and she just held on to possession there. The New Zealander, one of quite a few New Zealand connections in today's game. Former youth international for the Kiwis. Here's Chinema playing it back to Page. Looking for an incisive pass here to Lara Gooch. Now Ruby Sullivan. An early ball, and Gooch is running onto that. Promising play for Spirit, but Gooch just glances the pass there, and that allows APIA to clean up. Hoban. Confirmation of full time at Christie Park. Gladesville Ravens and Western Sydney Wanderers have drawn at 0-0, so points dropped for Wanderers in their attempts to remain in the title race. 6 games to go after today. Here's Jasnos advancing to the edge of the box. Look for a lateral pass, which Chinema was able to intercept. Now Halmerick bursting back the other way. Sky Halmerick from the edge of the area. Turned out by Kachik for a corner kick. It'll be Spirit's first corner of the match. It's a good run from Halmerick, who has already found the back of the net 6 times this season. Coming back from Sydney FC, and she's currently a free agent. Halmerick, Sydney FC announcing that they wouldn't be retaining her for next season, so the eyes of the rest of the A-League Women's are very much on the young Matilda. It was full of goals for Australia at the recent AFC Under-20 Women's Asian Cup. Here's the corner from Fauna, and it's cleared comfortably enough by Alyssa Rose. Cooney Cross covering Caput and Ellis to knock the ball away. So with confirmation of Western Sydney drawing 0-0 against Gladesville, the table looks as follows. UNSW 43, Bulls 40, APIA 40, and Wanderers 37. And that is with Bulls set to kick off in about 15 minutes' time in their match against the Western City Rangers. In fact, they're playing Sydney Olympic, my apologies, out at the Crest. 5:40 kickoff, so you'll be able to have a couple of tabs open to keep an eye on the title race not too long from now. Kachik with a shallow clearance. Pass out to the left. Jasnos, one of the fastest players in the league when she gets up to a full sprint, and she chases that down. Now Caput and Ellis. Just being followed by Page, who eventually commits to the tackle and is able to knock the ball out for an APIA throw-in. No real chances of note for Spirit yet. We're 17 minutes into the game. APIA with the one and only goal through this player on the ball here, Ashley Letter. Plays it back to Sophie Hoban. Hoban is looking for Lancaster at the edge of the area. Ball cleared away. Alyssa Rose. Now back to Kachik. Hoban able to turn, break into midfield. Jordan Jasnos. Walker. Kachik. Can't quite take the ball on that occasion, let it. Cooney cross, coming back in the other direction. And blocked by Hoban. Chinema switching out to the left. Tiana Fuller waits for the ball to arrive. Now tries to go to work against Golding. Lancaster comes across, makes it a 2-on-1. And sees the ball out for a throw-in. Halmerick. And Rose asking for the throw-in, and the assistant referee on halfway agrees. So well played by Alyssa Rose to win the ball back for APIA. Lights coming into full effect now at Lambert Park. The sun just about down. There's certainly heavy cloud cover with the rain around, so there's always going to be an early evening here this evening. Here's Hoban running through midfield for APIA. Breaks out to the right. Lancaster is there. Turning on the ball, one way then the other. And switching flanks over to Jordan Jasnos. Jasnos runs to the byline and attempting to cross. It's blocked away by Sullivan. Walker. Mona Walker. High ball over the top of Lancaster and out for a goal kick. APIA well and truly on top though. Just seeming to have better command of possession and able to move it into their attacking third far easier at the moment. Massey's flick on. Kachik returns with a header. Hoban. Jasnos enjoying plenty of space over on the left side. She's going to sprint forward again here. Has got Caput and Ellis even wider. And the cross not quite lifted into the penalty area, but Page not taking any risks, puts it behind for a corner. Really only had letter to aim for there inside the box, Caput and Ellis, but still enough to cause some concern in the back line. And so Alyssa Rose will come over to take the corner here. Rose's corner. And Page with a header that was sliding across the face. Rose uncontested, but ultimately puts it out for a corner on the opposite side. And, well, at least it went wide of the target rather than towards the goal. But APIA will have repeat corners here. Corner from Caput and Ellis. Kachik the target. And the header won away by Gooch. And is it going to slide over for 3 corners in a row? Tiana Fuller able to put her right foot through the ball. And what's the referee signalling here? Just a throw-in. So APIA stay deep in attack. Hoban. Lancaster. Finds Sophie Hoban. Spirit players converge. Clearance from Sullivan. Sets a chase for Fuller, but Caput and Ellis able to run down the ball. Now Golding. Out to the right side. Caput and Ellis slices the ball high. It's going to bounce across the face. Sullivan. Now Cooney cross. And the counter might be on here. Abdul Massi with the early ball. Halmerick trying to chase it down, and Lobo in the right position to stop the counter-attack getting too serious. And puts it out for a throw-in. Maybe we can see Spirit building to something here, because they have been quiet through the first quarter or so of the match's action so far. Walker, legged late, and Abdul Massi with a dangerous challenge that's going to be given a yellow card, and that was a heavy landing there for Mona Walker. Abdul Massi leaves the scene. And the first booking of the game comes out of the pocket. Well, Abdul Massi was initially knocked over by Walker and then went back in with an answer of her own, and Mona Walker is still down here. The trainer is out. And APIA are already seemingly warming up a sub, so a couple of players have been sent to go and warm up. Paige Hayward among them. Walker is at least up on her feet, still speaking to the trainer. I don't think they're going to make a sub here. Walker perhaps now seemingly all right to return, but certainly the bench taking notice of how heavy that landing was. And it's back to 11 versus 11 immediately. Well, there was a yellow card given, so Walker didn't even have to be waved back on. But all's well that ends well, and now another hard foul here in midfield, and it's Croft's turn to be wiped out. She's quickly back up to her feet. Going to slide out for an APIA throw here in the attacking half. Jasnos. Letter turning and hitting the woodwork. Oh, great centre forward play. Turned Olivia Page and was able to fire the shot, and it really sprung back off the frame of the goal. Nearly two. Now a long shot again, and this time Captain Ellis is denied by a save from Robertson, and APIA will feel that perhaps they should be building on their lead here. They've got one goal in pocket, and now they've had good chances for more. Kachik, back pass, which will find Gulubovsky. Lobo, the press is on here. Abdul Massi, and Kachik coming back through to save the day, and puts the ball out for a throw-in. Sort of Spirit press really activate there and close in, nearly forcing a costly mistake. Cooney cross to Fauna. Abdul Massi. Possession taken by Golding. Good footwork from Golding. And now tries to send a crossfield pass, but backtracking Sullivan heads it away initially, and then Crofts overhits, or Letter I should say, overhits the pass out for a throw in. Sullivan wasting no time. Can Spirit move through the lines though? Jasnos won't let them. Jasnos. Now Kachik. Walker gives possession away. Danger here. The counter could be on. Abdul Massi able to turn and roll forward, and now the attempted through ball. Gooch can't get there before Gulubovsky. Really confident clearance from the goalkeeper. Spirit have committed a few more forward, but they're not going to be able to advance because Hoban put a block on that pass. APIA have a sub next to the fourth official, so I wonder if they are going to make a change. And Mona Walker might be the player in question here. So the whistle goes, and we are going to see a forced change, and it's Sophie Hoban coming off after 29 minutes. Well, Hoban perhaps only had half an hour in the leg. She's only recently returned from an overseas trip off the back of an A-League women's season where she was one of Newcastle's most prolific players in terms of minutes played, and whether or not that was pre-arranged or whether she's given a signal to the bench, Hoban is going to head straight to the rooms. So hopefully that is not an injury. Maybe you can only hope that it might have been something pre-arranged, but it doesn't look good. So the change goes through, and APIA forced to use an early substitution. Here's the player who's come on, Jamie Bowfields. Plenty of experience in NPL Women's New South Wales. Bowfields at Sydney University before making the move to APIA. Wonder if there might be a few positional changes as a result here. At the moment, APIA are playing a back four. Jasnos and Golding left and right back. Kachik and Lobo in the middle. Mona Walker and Alyssa Rose, defensive midfield duo. And then Bowfield seemingly coming in the number 10 role with Charlotte Lancaster now on the left, Talia Kapanen-Ellis on the right, and the goal scorer, Ashley Letter, up front. Here goes Abdul Massi. Abdul Massi loses the ball in the challenge of Walker. Fauna. Sullivan forced to backtrack here. Now Page. Halmerick outpointed by Jasnos. Good play by the left back for APIA. Walker plays the ball to the left touchline. Here comes the pass from Lancaster, having done the winger swap with Kapanen-Ellis. Bowfields. And now the early ball from Lancaster. Letter's lost her marker here. Letter with a left-footed shot. And held on to by Robertson. Didn't quite have the power, but the big concern for Spirit there will be that Ashley Letter was just able to lose Naomi Chinema and take possession almost uncontested there. Long ball in the other direction. Abdul Massi heads back to Gooch. Lara Gooch with it all to do. Trying to take on the entire APIA defence single-handedly and not able to make headway. Now Jasnos. Not happy with the pass. That's given the ball away here, albeit Spirit down in their defence. Ball falls kindly here for Kapanen-Ellis, and then plays it straight down to Robertson. Robertson not taking the ball in the gloves, just distributing it straight out to India Breyer on the left side. Can she build into the game here? Plays it to Halmerick. As it runs on, cleared away by Kachik. Chinema. Cooney Cross. Now Halmerick sitting a little deeper. Lara Gooch leading the line now. Jasnos able to run in and take the ball. Page has run into trouble. Letter able to win the ball. Still a long way from the target, though. Lancaster breaking through the left. Watson in the middle, though. Cross lifted over the head of Bowfields. The challenge is made by Captain Ellis, and it lands on the roof of the nets. Again, APIA looking the more energetic team. They've had quite a bit of success trapping Spirit in their defensive half. And yet they do only have one goal to show for their authority over the contest so far. Page. Abdul Massi to Cooney Cross. Now Chinema. Gooch plays the ball out to the right. Here's Ruby Sullivan. Now Shani Cooney Cross, not able to take possession. Alyssa Rose gets to the ball first. Rose, Lancaster. Captain Ellis to a few shouts for a long ball. She sends one now. Chinema wins the header away from Letter. Brings the bouncing ball under control. Breyer. Back to Fauna in midfield. Goldie. Be careful over on the right touch line. Plays the pass now to Captain Ellis, who can go. Captain Ellis able to brush past Fauna, keeps the run going, and the shot at full flight. Well, good technique there from Captain Ellis to find that power behind the shot, but straight at the goalkeeper in the end. Just didn't have the placement, but showing what you can do and able to win the ball back here. And Fauna, too physical as she challenged for possession. So it's a mid-range free kick beyond shooting range for APIA now. So a set-piece opportunity. APIA have had a few corners. Now Charlotte Lancaster, who, to be fair, scored from this sort of distance against Manly United last week, but that was in a bit of chaotic open play with the goalkeeper off her line. Let's see what she can come up with here from a dead ball. Kachik and Letter both waiting in a line of players here. Lancaster drops it inside the 6-yard box, and ultimately none of the running players could make a play at it as it bounces through the penalty area harmlessly enough. Shouting for a switch of flanks here, but Page decides to force it down the right. Gooch is trying to make it work. Lara Gooch just offers the ball up to Kachik, and it's a tumbling back pass. Gulavovsky just had to be sure-footed there and finds the safety of the touchline rather than getting too clever. It was an awkward one, just tumbling back to the goalkeeper on target. Abdul Massi. Sullivan. Chinema. Cooney Cross, the ball speed just slowing down a little from Spirit, allowing APIA to get their midfield back behind the ball in numbers. Chinema trying to find some gaps. Fauna helping out. Now Breyer. Walker able to get a foot in. Well played to win possession back. And now Rose over to Bowfields. And here's Jasnos. Has been played into space again with the switch of flanks, and Jasnos can advance. Letter, wide on the touchline. Slides it to the edge of the area. Lancaster's got to work here, chasing after the ball, and Gooch just stood her ground. Won it back, and now Chinema plays the pass to Fuller. Fuller trying to release Halmerick, and at the moment, quick in transition does seem to be Spirit's best hope, but the APIA defence have been awake to many of those dangers. Now Bowfields can challenge in the other direction. Trying to take on Fauna, and Fauna refusing to be shoved off the ball there and able to clear it out. Well, the rain has completely subsided here at Lambert Park as night has fallen. We still have the only goal in NPL Women's New South Wales for the entire weekend. It is scoreless after half an hour between Western City Rangers and Manly United. Hills and MacArthur have just kicked off, and Sydney Olympic and Bulls Academy kick off in 10 minutes. It's been a weekend for the goalies, a weekend for the defences. Here's a cross through the penalty area. Lancaster. Charlotte Lancaster, the left-footed cross, too close to the keeper, and catching practice for Tiana Robertson. Referee doing the count of 8 seconds, the new FIFA law that you can have the referee pay a corner against you if you hold on to the ball for too long as a goalkeeper, with 8 seconds the prescribed amount of time. We see a long ball here from Lobo find its way out. Into the last 5 minutes of regulation in this first half. Ashley Letter with the only goal on 10 minutes, and APIA having to sub out Sophie Hoban just before the half an hour mark, with Jamie Bowfields coming on. Both teams not close to full strength in terms of the players we have seen this season, but APIA certainly not suffering for some of their absentees. Estelle Fragale, Tash Pryor, both not in the matchday squad today. And also Susan Fonsong Cam on the bench. But so far the 11 out there has been more than good value for their 1-0 lead, as the referee is this a foul throw? No, just policing where the throw-in is being taken from. Breyer hurls it in. A good challenge to win the ball away from Cooney Cross, but can't quite stick the 1-2 with Abdul Massi. Hopeful long ball here for APIA. Chinema has possession. Strikes a back pass down to Robertson. Shouts coming from the APIA bench to press, and they have forced a mistake. So APIA take the throw-in inside the attacking half. Fauna sprinting down the left sideline. Here is Tiana Fuller, but not going to get to the ball before Lobo. Comfortably back to Gulubovsky. And Gulubovsky just overhitting the outlet pass there over the head of Jasnos. So Spirit have an attacking half throw in. Sullivan. Fauna. Now Rose takes the ball away from Sullivan. Jasnos. Bowfields. And Kachik. Now Gulubovsky able to strike the clearance first time, but only as far as Sullivan. Bouncing past Gooch. Half-hearted shouts for handball. APIA have possession back, and again Gulubovsky just happy to play it safe on the instep there and send the clearance out for a throw-in. So maybe a little rally here from Spirit at the end of the first half. At least territorially, they've got the ball down at their attacking end. But for how long is the question, and how effectively? Not for long, and not effectively, because Walker has come in and stolen the ball away, looking for Lancaster with the crossfield pass. And the backtracking Bryant is able to short-circuit that. Page. Fauna strikes a left-footed ball. Now to Fuller. Tiana Fuller, well, caught by the backtracking Letter. Well played by the APIA striker. Bowfills. Now to Letter on the wing. Letter to Lancaster, who's second to the ball behind Chinnaman, but been able to spill it. And now that's a shot on target from Ashley Letter from wide on the wing, and held on to comfortably enough by Tiana Robertson, but could have been the element of surprise with where the ball was hit from. Chinnaman. Fuller. Halmerick. And now Page. Switch of flanks. It's not going to come off here for Halmerick. Underhit the diagonal ball. Jasnos. This time a deflected pass. It's the first half. Ticks into stoppage time. No fourth official, so stoppage will be at the discretion of the central referee. We have the one minor delay for Mona Walker to receive some treatment, so you'd think we'll get at least a minute. Here's Fuller. Time the enemy of Spirit to get back into this one before the break. Chinnaman. Turns and rolls the ball back to Robertson. Referee takes a look at the watch. Here goes Page, popping up on the left side. Back to Fauna. Spirit have got a line of four hanging off the last defender here, but they seemingly don't want to pull the trigger on a long pass to set them away. Chinnaman. Now Robertson. Here is the long ball. Abdul Massi taking possession under pressure from Lobo. Cooney Cross. Cooney Cross out to the wing. Breyer. India Breyer plays the ball to Lara Gooch. It's going to run past her. And Jordan Jasnos will be able to take the ball in space here down at left back. Bowfields. Good control of the ball to Caput and Ellis. Return pass, though, intercepted by Chinnaman. Bowfields to Kachik. Walker trying to run through a couple of midfielders, and now as Fuller sends the ball long, that will do for the first half. And APIA Leichhardt lead 1-0. It is a result that, based on their performance so far, they're more than good value for. If anything, they might feel as though they should have scored a second. Ashley Crofts with the only goal, and also put a shot into the woodwork during that first half. Spirit without really an attacking chance of note. And Jacinta Gulabovsky, the 16-year-old goalkeeper, has a clean sheet through the first half of the game so far. So, bit of answers and solutions need to be found here for Spirit, while APIA can be happy enough that they lead by the solitary goal at half-time. And I can tell you that Macarthur lead Hills United, and it is scoreless between Western City Rangers and Manly United after 40 minutes. So only the 2 goals scored all weekend so far in NPL Women's New South Wales. We'll be back in about 10 to 12 minutes as commentary continues. You'll see some stats and highlights during the halftime break. For now, at Lambert Park, it's APIA Leichhardt 1, leading NWS Spirit 0.
I'm breathing a bit in the mic, so I'll move it down now.
Okay.
I often move it down. I can't do it now. Alright, let's see what's the best.
It's a lot because I think it's a high reward for us. We've been working really hard this season, and to get a spot in the final, it's a challenge, but we're ready to take it and hopefully we'll get a good result.
To even be in the Sapphire Cup final is an amazing achievement just to get here for my team and myself. But as a club, this was one of our goals from the start of the season, and to even get here is just like incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game because they've been doing really well in the midfield. I know it's going to be a challenge. They've also got the good backline, Poppy. They've got the good forwards as well.
Manly are definitely a hard team to crack down. As you could see, the first time we played them in the season, it was a fight till the end of the match. A few new players as well, so I think it's going to be definitely a big fight.
I think having our fans there, family, it'll mean so much to us. Like, we'll get the job done for them and we'll really feel their support in the stands, I think, as we play this game. It'll be a good game of football to watch, so I think everyone should come down because it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, well, it's a grand final, right? These games mean so much to us, to our fans, to everyone. Women's football is so big in Australia, so I think coming out here is like the first step of actually driving that.
McMahon, bottom left corner. Breyer, play on, off the hip. Abdul Massi, Gooch with a chance to level it up. The same. Abdul Massi. Fuller. In from Halmerick. She's onside, no issue.
Wheel around and Petria Phillips, now Indy Dos Santos, a bending cross. Luxmeyer! Bull strike first, and it's a good fit.
There. Nice ball from McKenzie down the right-hand side. The ball into the box. Bronte True only has to tap it home, and Illawarra lead at the pond. Kilbride into the area. Bronte True makes the run. So does Christopherson. Second effort comes up, and it's been put away by Christopherson. Middleton on the turn from 20 yards into the top corner. Chloe Middleton.
Finding Osborne as the player in space. Now it's across to Dale. Touch goes backwards under pressure from Fregale. Long range shot from Jackson, and Ruby Jackson has scored. So it's a spectacular goal. Letter could be in behind. Draver hesitates. Here's Letter. Ashley Letter blocked by Draver. Loose ball picked up by Lancaster, who goes from range. Charlotte Lancaster scores. It's a brilliant equaliser. Cross swung in. Draver's up, and there's a header. It's off the post, and the check. It's in from Ashley Letter. And APIA turned it round. Their captain.
Now he's looking to create the shot, and that's a fantastic solo goal. She did it all on her own. It's a high looping left-footed delivery. It's headed in, and Sydney Uni. And Sutton steps up. And Kristanovski gets the right way, but couldn't get down in time. It was placed right into the bottom corner. Sutton takes it in her stride, and now tries to get free, and off the post it in. Asher Sutton has a brace. Hold it to deliver. A good ball towards the penalty spot. It's headed down though, only as far as Havel. And that one snuck in, and the Rangers do have one back. And they disguise the pass. Camilleri puts it back into the face of goal. And they try and poke it home. And a great save on the line, but it's eventually tapped in by Barden. And Asher Sutton might be in behind here. Instead, it's going to be Chu has the chance to seal it for Sydney Uni. And she does.
Balls with Trimus. She loses possession and Hills. The flick on from Stanich Floody. Off the inside of the post. What a finish.
Welcome back to the second half of this NPL Women's New South Wales match. It's APIA Leichhardt, and they enjoy a 1-0 lead at the moment against Northwest Sydney Spirit. Seemingly no substitutions at the beginning of the second 45. There was one sub forced during the first half, and that was Sophie Hoban, who had to leave the game for APIA as she left after 30 minutes, and coming in to replace her was Jamie Bowfields in the number 8 shirt. Here's a clearance from Olivia Page. For those of you who might have only joined us during half-time, Ashley Letter with the only goal of the game so far. Here's Lara Gooch on the ball for Spirit, knocked away from her by Maya Lobo. Now Mona Walker. Ruby Sullivan, pass to Ella Abdul-Masih. Here's Alyssa Rose in possession now for APIA. Sullivan finds Lara Gooch. Gooch against Lobo. Burst of speed promising from Gooch, and a foul and free kick right at the edge of the box. It's almost a combined foul there between the backtracking APIA players. And Spirit will be hoping for a big response here. Think back to a couple of weeks ago against Bulls Academy. They were also down by this scoreline, 1-0 at half-time, in a game that exploded to become a 4-all draw in the second half. So are they a second-half team, Spirit, as they find their identity with so many of those mid-season additions in the transfer window? Here's the free kick opportunity. Tiana Fuller is putting it wide, looking for perhaps the bottom right corner as she would have seen it, but just a little bit too much hook on the ball. And it goes well wide of the target. No rain, no wind, totally still at the start of the second half. It was a afternoon that was marked with persistent rain at times, but the conditions are more or less excellent now here in the second 45. Brought down here by Sky Halmerick. She's going to loft a pass over to India Bryant, brings it down nicely. Fauna, and misdirects the pass. Through comes Mona Walker for APIA. Fauna re-engages, helps win the ball back, and then Walker leaves a boot in on Abdul-Masih. Those two have a bit of history from the first half, where Abdul-Masih received the only yellow card of the game so far for a tackle on Mona Walker. And where there was a promising free kick in shooting range only a minute ago, now it's a decision here for India Bryant as to which way to go. She's going to send it out to the right. Cooney Cross just held onto the ball a little too long as Letter's challenge came in. Abdul-Masih. And the backtracking Captain Ellis. Jordan Jasnos. Sends a pass over to Mia Golding. Now Maya Lobo with a long ball. Bowfields has got some chasing to do though. Chinema in position, but you see Letter was cutting off the angle back to the goalkeeper. Chinema's managed that well with Fuller. Now the pass into the middle. Gets the better of Gooch. Playing back to Kachik. Sullivan. Back to Page. Fauna. Now Abdul-Masih. Able to turn and play in the midfield. Breyer, or loose touch. Starting to open up for Spirit, but the attack breaks down. Jasnos with a little burst of acceleration. And then He's going to try and rove the intercepting pass there, and it's going to end up back at APIA feet with Mona Walker. Here's Lobo. Lobo, Letter. Little back heel, but not going to bring Lancaster into play. As Page goes back to Robertson. APIA have set a midfield trap here. They're going to win the ball back from Alyssa Rose. Then Fuller makes a contest, and that should be an APIA throw. And the referees agree. Camera having a very different view to that, though, than the central and assistant refs. Golding, throw-in down the line. Bowfields, back to Golding. Golding square ball, Lancaster, this is shooting range. And Lancaster with the drifter across the face. The right height, but not quite the positioning. And everyone knows that Charlotte Lancaster is a great exponent of the long shot. She turned into a sort of metre radius of space there with no one close enough to shut her down, but not able to put it on the target. It's as close as either team has come to scoring through the first 6.5 minutes of this second half. Here's Captain Ellis. APIA breaking forward again. Captain Ellis with a drive. Locked away. Page had to absorb the full force of the shot there. Golding. Good weaving run out to the right. Mia Golding lifts in across here. The volley from Walker. Over the bar. A couple of chances in quick succession for APIA though. Again, they have been the ones making the play in this game. In truth, they have done enough to extend their lead beyond 1-0, but it just lingers at the odd goal for now. I tell you, there's been a significant delay in kicking off the game between Sydney Olympic and Bulls Academy. It kicked off almost 20 minutes after the scheduled start time, so they're only 10 minutes in at the crest, and Olympic and Bulls are 0-0 at the top of the league. So on the live table, Bulls top by a point. Here's a shot, which is going high and wide from Breyer. Sorry, correction. The table at the moment, NSW 43, Bulls 41, ahead of APIA in third by 1 point. And then Wanderers, who were held to a 0-0 draw by Gladesville earlier today, on 37. So on a weekend where UNSW were held to a draw themselves by the Northern Tigers, APIA are currently the only team in the top 4 collecting a win. They still have a lot of this game to manage should they want to bank all 3 points. Golding had a bright start to the second half. The youngster switches flanks over to Jasnos, and Jasnos accelerates. We've seen her breaking down the swing through the game. All about the delivery. Abdul Massi wants to create a contest, and she does. And she does enough just to worry Jasnos off the ball and see it out. So we're going to see a sub. Spirits first of the game incoming. And it looks like Alexia Fauna is going to make way out of central midfield. No fourth official, so we'll wait a moment before we can confirm the player coming on for you here. From this distance,
substitute for NWS Spirit FC, number 19, Frankie Morrow.
It is Frankie Morrow, thanks to the ground announcer getting to it before Morrow shows us her number. So another of the Kiwi connections into the game as Frankie Morrow comes on for Alexia Fauna. Here's India Breyer trying to drive a pass. Morrow's first touch immediately off the bench. And now Halmerick breaking into the attacking half, but has APIA defenders to deal with. Halmerick to Gooch. Lara Gooch takes a touch at the edge of the box, trying to find a way through and can't. And it's cleared away by Golding. Good stand-up tackle from Mona Walker. The Lancaster ahead of the ball, and Chittimer with some physical defending to hold up Lancaster there. Back pass and, well, a bit of a push and shove afterwards. The referees acknowledged it, but not reached for the whistle. The ball is cleared away behind Morrow. Here comes Morrow again. So an impactful arrival off the bench for Spirit's first sub of the game. Gooch is chasing the ball down to the corner here, and the whistle will go for a hand and a little shove into the back of Jasnos. 10 minutes expired in the second half, and Ashley Croft's goal after 10 minutes. The only one of the night so far. Half-time at Popondetta Park. Western City Rangers drawing 0-0 with Manly United. So the relegation race, even a draw, would be 4 very handy points in the club championship for the Western City Rangers. They do not want to lose touch, given that Illawarra have been on an uptick in form. So have Spirit. The club championship at the moment, they're 21 points adrift in last place, having been overtaken and breezed past by Spirit over the last month. Spirit were to lose today, though, it would be a missed opportunity to close the ground on the teams immediately above them, like the Illawarra Stingrays. Here's Captain and Ellis, and the challenge from Page is enough to force a goal kick. So the bottom 4 in the club championship at the moment, at least coming into today, before Illawarra's draw earlier this afternoon. Western City Rangers 43, Spirit 64, Stingrays 83, Hills 85. Factor in that Illawarra drew seniors earlier today, so they're at least up to 87 points now. For those of you not familiar, the club championship determines relegation, where your senior points are multiplied by 4. Your reserve points, your under 23s points are like for like. It's that combined tally with the last place team getting relegated at the end of the season. Bowfield's good control, is going to shoot from distance. Space in attacking midfield, and decided why not have a go. But has sliced that one well wide. No risk to Tiana Robinson's net. Have certainly been the more aggressive in the press in this match so far. They are anticipating the chance to do so again here. Cooney Cross plays it out to Chinema. And now Fuller. Fuller's ball down the line. Breyer chasing, hooked away by Lobo. Cooney Cross, good control. Bowfields. Chinema is trying and succeeding in ushering that one out. Her little duel with Lancaster continues. A bit of physicality that I don't think Chinema's appreciated from Charlotte Lancaster, who is trying to push for everything she can. Again, you wouldn't know that it's APIA in the lead. You'd think they were the ones chasing an equaliser here. They are determined to build on their 1-0 lead, and they've forced another defensive half giveaway from Spirit here. Golding. Lancaster. Here's Mia Golding. Driving a diagonal ball over the head of Letta. Sullivan heads it away and finds Morrow. And Morrow can launch a counter here. Up to the halfway line goes Frankie Morrow. Breaking out to the right. And then the pass is just a giveaway. None of her teammates anywhere near it. Bowfields in space. This is Jasnos. They've just left her alone on that wing at times today. Spirit. Jasnos to Captain Ellis. Captain Ellis has got Page to contend with. And the assistant referee, central referee, looked at each other before determining that yes, it is going to be Spirit's throw. Walker is going to lift an attempt. Not even call it a shot. It's going to slide out for a throw-in over left back as Spirit see it. Again, a chance for APIA to trap the visiting team in to the corner. Morrow, Halmerick. Halmerick striking a diagonal ball, brought down by Jasnos. Now Bowfills. Captain Ellis looking for Letter, and Letter is collected by Chinema. And the referee immediately reaches for the pocket and shows a yellow. So Naomi Chinema joins Ella Abdulmasi on a yellow card. I think Letter knew exactly what might be coming there. If she did get to the ball first, it was going to be at some cost. And the cost is that she was flattened by Chinema, who was second to the ball. APIA are going to make their second sub of the game here. Charlotte Lancaster is coming off, and it looks like it's Susan Fonsong-Cam who is coming on at the hour mark here. So Lancaster, last week's hero, in getting APIA that come from behind win, leaves after playing the first hour here. And on comes Fonsong-Cam. Again, I wonder if that might prompt a positional switch, because Lancaster was playing as a dedicated winger, whereas Fonsong-Cam is such a good operator in the middle. And there's a bit of concern here for Ashley Lettig, because treatment continues for the league's top scorer and the only goal scorer in today's game. If there's one player you're going to take your time with, it's the one that is the runaway leading scorer at the top of NPL Women's New South Wales. And again, there was a yellow card shown, so Lettig doesn't actually have to leave the field here. She can stay on for this attacking set piece. Yeah, wasn't the case in the first half, where we did see Walker have to get waved back on, but Lettig can stay out there. It's important at a free kick like this, as one of the most likely players to either get a glance on it or follow in a rebound. And Alyssa Rose has the set piece opportunity for the home side as they look for a second goal. Fonsong-Cam is waiting at the corner of the penalty area, but Rose is looking further afield, high, right next to the woodwork. It hits the crossbar. It came down late, never really a threat of going in, but it almost landed on the crossbar there, rather than find a way into it and then running out of space against the line. Spirit, another let off. APIA have hit the woodwork twice since taking a 1-0 lead in this game. Fonsong-Cam, first touch off the bench. You know what a creator she can be. She has gone into the middle, and Bowfills has gone out to the right wing. Letter brings the ball down, turning into the middle, and it tumbles through the penalty area. Fonsong-Cam is there, but it's going to be deflected away. I can tell you that there's been a second goal out at Valentine Sports Park, and MacArthur Rams now lead 2-0 against Hills United. Those two more or less on track, heading for the mid-table. They're in significant relegation trouble, you'd have to say. And Bulls Academy have scored after 15 minutes. Fonsong-Cam on the ball here. Susan Fonsong-Cam keeping possession, wheels away from the box, being pursued by India Breyer. Back to Rose. Rose lays it down to the left. Jasnos having to come out from left back, is not going to beat Halmerick to the ball. Halmerick to Breyer. Breyer trying to distribute, but it's going to be intercepted there by Rose and steered away. So yes, 20 minutes gone at the crest, and Bulls Academy have taken the lead against Sydney Olympics. So it's a goal that puts them top of the league on 43. Bulls 43, UNSW 43, APIA 40, Wanderers 37. On the live table, it's Bulls going top on goal difference. Here's Chinema. Tiana Fuller cuts inside. Cooney cross. Morrow to Sullivan. Ruby Sullivan with the pass to Ella Abdulmasih. And Abdulmasih with the return ball. Sullivan makes ground, lifts it high. Halmerick up in the air, and Halmerick scores the equaliser. And in a match where they have done precious little attacking, Spirit execute with a rare chance. And it is a battle of the leading spearheads here as Sky Halmerick scores the equaliser, her 7th of the campaign, and that makes it 1-1. And APIA have been left to rue some of the chances and really control of general play in this match. But as long as it lingered at 1-0, Spirit were a chance. And that is a good cross from Ruby Sullivan, getting to the ball before the line and lifting it onto the head of Sky Halmerick. A couple of young Matilda's teammates combining there to make it 1-1. And just how much will that change the complexion of the game? Because it did feel like for so much of this game, APIA were building towards a 2-0 lead. They'd had good chances for a second goal, hit the crossbar through Alyssa Rose only minutes ago. And now the game is level. I've got to say, Sky Halmerick had by far more touches in the defensive half than the attacking one, and it even been dropping deeper and deeper as the game went on, leaving Lara Gooch to lead the line. But it just seems as though when they needed her for a really traditional centre-forwards finish, there she was. And here she is on the ball now. The confidence will be flowing for the young striker, Halmerick. Plays it to Morrow. Spirit might be about to turn this around in the blink of an eye. This is pretty extraordinary stuff. That Spirit, who had created not many chances over the course of the game, now have a free kick opportunity here to potentially get their noses in front. Abdulmasih strikes the free kick high. Halmerick is there. It's off target. That was the chance. Well, APIA have really opened the door to Spirit here. And they are a team that we've seen score goals in bursts this season. They haven't necessarily always been on top in general play. It is a hastily assembled squad in the transfer window, and if anything, they've picked up an extraordinary number of points for a team thrown together with no pre-season and familiarity from previous assemblies in Young Matildas or in the A-League, but not at Spirit, as we see a shot lashed wide here by Frankie Morrow. But at times it does make sense that this team lacks a bit of cohesion and isn't able to entirely control the game, but they do have the quality to seize their moments. Perhaps they should be in front after that header from Halmerick. That has changed in the second half is India Breyer has gone into a role where she's drifting into the middle far more often, but she's going to pop up in familiar territory on the wing here. Breyer taking on Golding, and Golding has done well and wins a foul. And, well, just a bit of edge in the contest. Both teams with a few little extra pushes and bumps and shoves. And the referee, the referee giving a telling off. No more. We heard that one perfectly. Right under the little balcony that we call from and film from here at Lambert Park. Chinema with a header. 50-50 ball. Players charging in. There's a bit of heat and tension in the game all of a sudden. the match isn't drifting anymore. Jasnos down the line. Captain Ellis trying to break away and can't get the better of Sullivan. We're into the last 20 minutes all of a sudden. This game is now there to be won. It's been APIA's game in terms of possession, territory, overall volume of chances. But Spirit are back. They're back level now. It does have a significant bearing on the league table as well, because APIA would now slide 5 points behind Bulls and UNSW as the top two. Still a massive 10 points clear of 5th place at Sydney University, so their final spot is under minimal jeopardy, but certainly winning the trophy, winning the league, not like tonight, is really important. Only 6 games to go after this weekend. Here's Fonson-Cam. Cutting in from the right. Susan Fonson-Cam switches over to Jasnos, who's got up from defence. Jasnos bides her time. Captain Ellis. Talia Captain Ellis swings the ball in. It bounces past Walker, and a chance for Bowfields, and Walker thunders into the crossbar. Letter holds it up. Fonson-Cam hits the post. They've hit the crossbar and the post in the same phase of play. It doesn't get more unlucky than that. And APIA have hit the woodwork 4 times tonight. And they will be bewildered as to how they've not retaken the lead there. Oh, Fonson-Cam's shot, it just slid away from the target into the right-hand post. That is agonising for APIA. Bowfields loses out. Abdul Massi. Game is really building to something here. Halmerick weaving through midfield. Fuller. Now India Breyer resuming her duel with Golding. Breyer runs wide and can't get the twist on the cross. It's a anticlimax. That was an extraordinary passage of play from APIA to hit the crossbar and the post. And the game somehow remains 1-1. Golding clips it down the line. Cooney cross. Abdul Massi trying to take Walker, and it's going to be APIA's first yellow card of the game. Mona Walker picks up a booking. Abdul Massi and Chinema have got cards for Spirit, and Mona Walker leaves the scene having been booked. And tonight's referee has largely let the game flow, Jaden Sharon-Goyval. Has now produced 3 yellow cards, all of them definitely there, you'd have to say. And so a resulting free kick. APIA's got the height advantage, but Halmerick has the headed goal. And they've got Olivia Page waiting inside the penalty area as well. Chinema has popped up with a headed goal for Spirit already this season as well. Here's the free kick from Abdul Massi. And it's going to beat all and sundry in the penalty area and find its way out. Bit of a waste in the end. Well, the weather, I mentioned, it's perfect. It's remained so in the second half. It's a perfectly still night, not a breath of wind. And the rain has not returned. So we're on for a good last 15 minutes here. The game poised at 1-1. Jasnos. Fonson-Cam trying to edge under the ball. Challenges Fuller. Cooney cross down to Breyer. Breyer distributing out to Sullivan. Got to hustle again. And does keep the ball in. Well played, Sullivan. Morrow. Little roll on the ball was neat. And now the return pass from Halmerick. Just a bit too much on it. And Morrow is quick but not going to be able to chase that down as it runs long out for a goal kick. Massey. Cooney cross. Oh, misses the pass, but Sullivan's going to keep the ball in. An hour gone. Western City Rangers and Manly United still 0-0 at Popondetta Park. I wonder if it would really put the cat amongst the pigeons if Western City Rangers were to spring a surprise win, given that when they met Cromer Park earlier this season, it was a very comfortable 4-0 win for Manly. Also, Western City Rangers' recent form has been relegation form, sadly, for them. So they're fighting today. They're battling today. Scoreless after an hour. Abdul Massey out to the right. Gooch. Ira Gooch against Jordan Jasnots. So Tiana Fuller is playing more of a left wing-back role in this second half, and India Bryant has tucked into midfield. It's been interesting to watch the positional play of Spirit in this game. Not likely to turn to the bench in too many instances, and certainly accounting for the absence of Ivani Prakash today, who just keeps things ticking for any given team that she plays for. Here's Abdul Massey. Back to Olivia Page. Intercepted by Kachik. And now Walker sees Letter, and Letter's away. Cutting in from the left. Ashley Letter takes on Chinema. And the referee sees no foul. Massive moment in the second half. Letter can't believe it. And don't forget, Chinema was on a yellow. Well, the home fans did not like that. We can't hear them over in the Joe Marston Pavilion, but I imagine that didn't go down too well, and now the flag is up for offside. Well, what a flashpoint in this second half. Not the benefit of the stream here, which of course the referee does not. Sneak in a quick look at what just happened. Letter breaking away from Chinema. And Chinema closed the gap. Here goes Captain Ellis, and that's going to run on straight down to the goalkeeper, Robertson. Chinema. Breyer. Hard against the line. Bowfields. He's not going to be able to sprint that down. I've got to say, with the benefit of the stream, never mind with the naked eye, I reckon Naomi Chinema is extremely lucky not to have given away the foul. And whether it was a penalty or just outside the box, there's a pretty good argument that it would have been a second yellow card. But I've had two looks at it with the stream. The referee only gets the naked eye, but that is a big, big moment in the game. Chinema remains with us. And the ball's been blocked here by Captain Ellis. Oh, there were two APIA players in the middle and only the one defender back for Spirit, but Robertson was able to hold the ball at the near post. Oh, red alert there for Spirit, and they survive. APIA making a move here, really starting to push. Golding, Bowfields. Letter takes possession and is able to roll into a shot, and Robertson bundles it out for a corner. It was off target, but Robertson wasn't to know. I mean, we're right behind it here. And that shot was just sliding wide, but Tiana Robertson got down to it. And Ashley Leder has been able to roll her marker a couple of times and shoot in this game. With 10 minutes to go, APIA have a corner kick. It's going to be Talia Capitan-Ellis with her left foot. A pack of players wait in the 6-yard box. High to the back post, and it's there! Jamie Bofels has come through, and with a good header has put APIA in front. And the entire bench and a fair few of the 23s who are warming up get down to celebrate as APIA take the lead with 10 minutes of regulation to go. How important could that be in the title race? Great delivery from Capitan-Ellis.
Goal to number 6, Mona Walker, sponsored by Gem 3 Air Conditioning.
And the header again.
2 goals to 1.
Yeah, apologies, it was Mona Walker with the goal. What a good header from Walker. And APIA are 2-1 up. Letter. Now Bofils. The Spirit have a response. They were able to grab one equaliser, but their struggles have largely been in creating chances. They took the one significant one that they've made in this game. Golding. And it's going to roll away from Capitan-Ellis and find its way down to the line and eventually out for a goal kick. So APIA appear to be readying Paige Haywood over under the tent. Fuller hustling towards the line, keeps the ball in. Morrow, Gooch. Waiting to get the feet right and now bursts forward. Abdul Massi back to Lara Gooch. And across comes Lobo, but the danger not yet averted. Here's India Bryant. Bryant's going to shoot from distance and easily held by Gulavovsky on one bounce. Letter challenged by Chinema. Page is there. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Robertson is able to clear. Bryant. Here's Cooney Cross. Sullivan. Now Halmerick. And a big deflection off the shins. Oh, Gulavovsky grabs on. Halmerick a little sore, but bounces back to her feet. Well, Abdul Massi was waiting to try to pounce, but not to be. Bofils wins possession back. Now Letter taking on Chinema. And Chinema's done well to see the ball out for a throw-in, but APIA on the attack. Seemingly no desire to sit back and defend here. And they do have this substitution ready to go. And it's going to be Talia Capitan-Ellis coming off. And it does look like it's Paige Haywood coming on with just over 5 minutes of regulation to go.
Substitute for APIA Leichhardt, number 15, Paige Hayward.
So on comes Hayward.
Romani.
Captain Ellis leaves the game. Her assist for Mona Walker's goal, which has APIA in the lead. And Hayward, who has been out for some weeks since getting sent off against the Northern Tigers last month, is now back into the seniors. Bofils plays it back to Lobo. Sliding off the head of Chinema. Sullivan is there. Morrow. And Morrow down the line. Here's a run from Gooch. Lara Gooch accelerating. And across comes Kachik. Well defended. Abdul Bassi. And no deflection. It's out for a goal kick. A couple of hopeful shouts from the sideline, but nope. Goal kick is the decision. Hayward has seemingly gone into a central position here. Captain and Ellis was playing out on the wing, so Susan Fonson-Cam has gone out to the left wing now. Gulubovsky with the goal kick. Bofils volleying on. Chinema and Page. Awkward bounce to control. Pin cross. Plays it back to Chinema. That pass runs long. To Spirit have one more surge in them. They've got 3 minutes of regulation to go. Nearly half time at the Crest with Bulls leading 1-0 in their game against Sydney Olympic. So again, APIA would be closing to within 3 points of UNSW and Bulls at the top of the league as things stand. Gulubovsky with the goal kick again. Letter, flick header on. Fuller. Bouncing on to Bry. Bry's pass straight to Kachik. And Kachik with the clearance. Bofils heads it down the line. Chinema. Lifts a high ball. Kachik in the right place. Sullivan. Chinema. Bryer's pass. It deflects up off Walker. Kachik has got to clear. Hayward volleying it on. Gooch. India Bryant looking for Halmerick. It's going to run on. It's a forcefully struck pass. Halmerick not able to make ground. We've ticked into the last minute of the 90. There haven't been too many delays in this second half either. How many minutes of stoppage do APIA have to see out to collect 3 really important points? It's worth remembering in this title race that Bulls dropped 2 points to Spirit just a fortnight ago. And they needed a stoppage time equaliser just to get a draw out of that game. Morrow, Jasnos sliding in, able to clear. Abdulmasih. Letter, no one ahead of the ball for APIA. Chinema knocks it back into the midfield. Rose, Chinema. Sullivan, straight to Alyssa Rose. We've ticked into stoppage at the end of the second half. Jasnos battling against Abdulmasih, holds her off and plays it back to Kachik. As the ball deflects high. Walker trying to break through. Now Page. Kachik. Midfield battle continues. It's not really heading for either team's penalty area at the moment. Can Fuller change that? Strikes it long here. Lobo, an up and under header. Halmerick against Kachik. And Page is there to take the ball away. Hayward. Out into space on the wing. Bowfils in a sprint. Fuller following here. Bowfils does get to the ball first. And up against the line. It is out for a goal kick, but a lot needs to go right for Spirit from here. Page. On the ball to Woods Halmerick. And desperate defending. Puts the ball out for a corner, but it's a late opportunity here for Spirit to get numbers forward. Can APIA hold on? Ella Abdulmasih to take the corner. APIA took the lead from a corner. Can Spirit answer from one? Fancy this is it for Spirit if they want to leave with something from the game. A high looping corner. Hamerick up but beaten to the ball by Lobo. Breyer takes possession. Feeds it to Fuller. Can she find her left foot? Ball back into the box. Halmerick fashions a header. And it was heading off target as Gulabovsky dives onto the ball. And was that Spirit's last chance? Gulabovsky slices the clearance away. Bowfils. It's going to run out for a throw in. Into a third minute of additional time. Olivia Page plays it to Ella Abdulmasih, rolls past one, but Jasnos is there, finds the touchline. Referee looks at the watch. Sullivan back to Page. Here coming through, it's another Spirit throw, but more seconds wound off the clock. Morrow brings the ball down. Gooch. Bit of bumping and APIA desperate in their defending. Through comes Walker, as does Morrow. Retakes the ball here for Spirit. They're trapped in close quarters here. Chinema now with a bit more space to work with. She's just going to shoot from distance and that's going to sail out. That might do it. Played almost 4 full minutes of additional time now. Gulabovsky is going to take all the time the referee will allow her here. APIA closing in on a big win in the title race. Gulabovsky not quite to halfway, but it does find Hayward. Bowfils out into open field. Sullivan and Robertson are going to work this out. Referee not reaching for the whistle just yet, so maybe one more chance for Spirit here, but well, it's going to run out for a throw-in. Listen to the cheers of the APIA sideline. They can take this down to the corner here if they want. Throw-in from Jasnos, bouncing down to Fonsong Cam. Possession given away. And it's going to be a late yellow card here for Susan Fonsong Cam for time wasting, but Spirit have got to get everything right here. And a foul and free kick given, but wrong end. Sullivan plays it back to Morrow. Referee looking at the watch. Spirit still have seconds to play with seemingly. Kachik's header away. Now Cooney Cross. Over to Fuller. Tiana Fuller being held up by Bowfields here, and Bowfields defends excellently. Throw in, Chinema. Can she get it into the penalty area? Oh, a heavy touch, and Paige Hayward comes through to steal the ball away and put it into the attacking half. Still, the referee looks at the watch and isn't blowing the whistle just yet. We're into a 6th minute of additional time here in the second half. Cooney Cross, a long ball, repelled by Walker. And now Chinema plays it to Morrow. Morrow spins out to the right and finds Sullivan. Maybe one more ball into the box. Here's Halmerick. 2 opponents on her. Halmerick goes to ground. And there is no hint of a foul there. Kachik clears the ball away once more. Cooney Cross. Spirit with numbers committed forward. Abdul Massi goes to ground. Gooch keeps possession. Mara Gooch turns and faces a busy defence. Puts it through the right channel. Here's Halmerick. What a good save from Gulabovsky. We are in a 7th minute of additional time, and Jacinta Gulabovsky comes up with a massive save. And there is still the resulting corner, and Spirit are still going to have time to take it. And so Ella Abdul-Massi, surely this is the last chance for Spirit. Here comes the corner, falling in the pack of players, headed away, and the whistle goes. APIA with a massive win, and they stay in the title race. They close the gap to 3 points at the top of the league. Mona Walker with the match-winning goal, and 16-year-old goalkeeper Jacinta Gulabovsky comes up with a big save in the 7th minute of stoppage time to ensure that the lead stayed intact. Ashley Letter opened the scoring with her 19th of the league season before Sky Halmerick equalised in the second half. And then Mona Walker and Italia Capitan-Ellis corner able to head in the winning goal. And APIA pick up 3 vital points.
NWS Spirit FC 1.
And they remain within 3 at the top of NPL Women's New South Wales. Hope you've enjoyed this evening's game. And we leave you with the full-time score from Lambert Park. APIA Leichhardt 2, Northwest Sydney Spirit 1. Good night.
Well, thank you so much for the second half.
No.
They started like super early.
Yeah,
Nobody expected to do it. I think it was almost 5.
you only missed kick-off and then it was out for a throw and that was it.
Yeah,
so
it
was fine.
I think maybe because they started like a bit later.
Well, again, one team was out way earlier than the other too. I don't know if that was a factor.
Who knows? Seven minutes of
Yeah, I don't know.
that was a bit too much. I don't think they were like so many interruptions.
No, I didn't think there was any delays at all.
Yeah, I feel like the World Cup injury time, you know?
Yeah.
With all the hydration break. And to be honest, I really hope it's not going to stick for the World Cup games.
No, there's no point. So many games are played in winter. There's no point to it.
It's more for like commercial. It's not really hydration.
No, exactly.